Hey everyone, you're watching Secrets Behind the Stars. Settle in, because tonight's story comes with whispers, confirmations, and the kind of romance fans dream about. If you love keeping up with the most talked about couples, don't forget to subscribe and share so you don't miss any updates as this unfolds. The fan base of Alina Vows and Alp Navras has been buzzing for days, because what started as soft rumors finally turned into a wave of excitement. The engagement that people speculated about for months is no longer just a rumor. And then came the announcement that pushed everything over the edge. Renowned journalist Bilal Ozkan took to social media with a post that made timelines explode, dropping the date window and the tone of the event in a way that sent fans into a frenzy. According to Bilal Ozkan's report, Alina Vows and Alp Navras are done hiding in plain sight and ready to put a ring on their long-running love story. For a pair famous for keeping cameras at arm's length once the lights cut, the decision is huge. Ozkan said the wedding would arrive quietly at the end of the summer, set up as a surprise for anyone expecting a grand spectacle. He emphasized that the guest list won't be a red carpet marathon but a small circle of family and the closest friends, with a ceremony designed to feel intimate and unforgettable even without the flashbulbs. It's a turn of the page many saw coming. Alina's quick ascent from rising name to marquee star and Alp's string of standout performances have made them one of the most beloved duos in the industry. Together, they're a magnet for curiosity. Yet their careful boundary setting has been almost old-fashioned in today's world, and maybe that's why people are so invested. It feels real, private, and earned. Bilal Ozkan didn't stop at the date window. He hinted that the entire concept leans into quiet elegance. No towering flower walls, no lavish ballroom, just a setting kissed by nature and restrained, timeless details. Think greenery, soft lighting, and choices that whisper rather than shout. Both Alina and Alp, he added, are involved in the tiniest decisions, from the type of music in the background to the cut of a suit and the fall of a veil. It's their day, and they want the atmosphere to mirror their energy, calm, grounded, and deeply romantic. As soon as the details trickled out, social media transformed into a digital celebration. Comment sections turned into living rooms where fans swapped favorite moments from the couple's public appearances, recalled interviews where glances said what words didn't, and shared edits that stitched their story together like a modern fairy tale. Congratulatory messages poured in by the thousands. Some noted how rare it is to see two careers rising so fast without eclipsing the tenderness between them. Others simply begged for photos and a glimpse of the dress, the ring, the setting, anything that would make this dream feel more tangible. In the entertainment world, the ripple effect was instant. TV programs teased the story before commercial breaks. Pop culture accounts reposted Ozkan's claims, then layered on fresh speculation about location scouting, the style of invitations, and whether the ceremony would be strictly unplugged. The conversation became self-perpetuating. Every tiny piece of information fed the next rumor cycle, and soon the talk turned to whether this wedding would become the defining media moment of the summer. Many bet that it would. After all, when an adored couple chooses simplicity with confidence, it can feel more grand than any ballroom gala. Fans, meanwhile, are telling this story the way fans do, as a tale of patience rewarded. The phrase that keeps popping up is fairy tale, but not the kind with glitter and castles. Something quieter, more grown. A fairy tale with coffee runs, learning each other's rhythms, and laughing in between takes. It's that down-to-earth magic that has built them an audience eager to see the chapter where vows are spoken under trees instead of spotlights. And then came what everyone waited for, confirmation. After long months of gentle protection around their relationship, Alina Vows and Alp Navras signaled that the whispers were true. They would formalize their bond at the end of the summer with the people who matter most. The moment the word came through, the internet felt smaller and louder all at once. Comment sections on fan pages turned into rivers, and every third story on your feed seemed to be about this one couple. You could feel the pride in their work, pride in their balance, pride in the way they choose privacy without shutting out love from the people who cheer them on. Both careers have skyrocketed, but somehow the narrative is never just about popularity. Alina's performances invite audiences into strong, complicated worlds. Alp's work carries a warmth that's hard to fake. Together, They deliver a kind of chemistry that keeps casting directors watching and fans rewatching. No wonder Bilal Ozkan called the ceremony simple by choice, unforgettable by design. Even his phrasing emphasized that nothing here is accidental. The concept is romance in its purest form, intentional and uncluttered. Rumors now swirl about the exact spot: a garden on the edge of the city, a coastal hideaway with cypress shadows, even a secluded vineyard where sunset lingers longer than it should. What seems certain is the aesthetic. It's not minimalism for minimalism's sake, it's elegant restraint. The theme speaks in whispers. A string quartet in a corner, pedals underfoot, vows low enough that only the nearest hearts can hear every word. And while the circle is tight, insiders say the preparation is meticulous, every detail considered as if the memories were already being replayed. After the buzz of the announcement, fans started posting predictions like they were crafting their own invitations. Some created mood boards to guess the colors. Others suggested a lace that mirrors the delicate lines Alina favors on red carpets. There were threads about how Alp might style his look: classic tailoring, a white shirt with a midnight jacket, no fuss. All paths led to the same conclusion: whatever choices they make will reflect the soft-spoken grace that has defined their time together. This isn't just an event for fans, it's a pulse check for the industry. Evening shows built entire segments around the pair, weighing the cultural impact. Would their private approach set a new tone for celebrity unions? Does the decision to cut the guest list to family and trusted friends reframe what it means to celebrate at the peak of fame? Those questions only intensified the fascination. And as every account recycled Ozkan's timeline, one idea crystallized: this will be the wedding everyone discusses when they look back at the summer. The love story being told about them is curiously contemporary. It isn't noisy. It's consistent. It hints that the most meaningful milestones grow in silence and bloom in a single moment. Alina and Alp, by all accounts, are leaning into that narrative wholeheartedly. They aren't promising spectacle, they're promising truth, and in a world that refreshes every second, truth ends up being the most surprising headline of all. From the first joint appearances to the guarded walks between sets, the couple offered just enough for the public to sense what was real without surrendering what was private. Now that they've decided to anchor that quiet devotion with vows, fans are bracing themselves for the first official images and the stories that will follow. The consensus is that the photographs won't feel staged. They'll feel lived in, like a long exhale after years of shared glances. Meanwhile, the entertainment beat keeps churning with fresh angles. Some say a sunset ceremony will roll into a dinner under open sky, with speeches kept short and heartfelt. Others claim the entire celebration might happen earlier in the day, leaning into soft daylight and a reception that wraps before midnight, the kind of pacing that places meaning above momentum. Across the board, the theme repeats. A wedding built for two, witnessed by the few, celebrated by the many from a respectful distance. Every new whisper sends fans into commentary mode. Timelines flood with fond throwbacks, still frames from interviews, candid moments from sets, little smiles that now look like foreshadowing. People talk about how this marriage will echo beyond romance. They say it will land like a statement. That success and gentleness are not opposites, that attention and privacy can coexist, that you can be wildly admired and still keep love sacred. For media watchers, the coverage has been non-stop. Morning shows, late-night panels, and every account in between keep the discourse alive, some rehashing, others adding kernels of news they've gleaned from sources. All of it adds to the momentum, a drumbeat toward a date near summer's end. There's a collective sense that when the vows are exchanged, even the most skeptical corners of the internet will pause to listen. No one doubts this union will elevate both stars even further. But the way it might happen is what intrigues people the most, not with bold moves, but with grace. A gentle promise can echo louder than a shout. Fans know it. Colleagues know it. And if the hints are right, this celebration will be remembered precisely because it chooses soul over spectacle. As we round off what we know, it's clear the couple has kept the reins in their own hands. The setting, the music, the timing, all aligned with a story they've been writing without saying much at all. When Bilal Ozkan first posted the date range and the concept, he probably didn't expect the conversation to grow this quickly. But that's what happens when a private love reaches a public milestone. The world stops to listen, then to cheer. So here's where things stand. End of summer, a romantic space braided with nature, a guest list capped at family and trusted friends, a ceremony that aims for memory over magnitude. Alina Boz and Alp Navras are taking a step their fans have wished for and their colleagues will celebrate. It's the kind of chapter turn that feels both inevitable and electrifying. In the weeks ahead, expect more hints, a few red herrings, and a steady climb in anticipation. Expect photos that will flood your feed. Warm light, clasped hands, those quiet smiles, and stories to follow about how it felt in that moment when two voices said yes. Expect, above all, a reminder that love still has the power to hush a crowded room. And that's where we leave you tonight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the romance of Alina Boz and Alp Navras, make sure you're subscribed to Secrets Behind the Stars and share this video with the friend who's been following their journey as closely as you have. We'll be here with every new development, every verified detail, and all the moments that make this season of love unforgettable.